Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is we're going to talk about the Orlando Magic, and they lost the playoff series to the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-3. That was a close battle. I'm a Cavs fan, so I'm going to be talking about the Orlando Magic on kind of how they looked in the series. And then what I kind of wanted to do in this video is talk about what they could do going forward, because a lot of people talking about it, even Orlando Magic fans saying, should they just run it back? Should they bring the same roster back? Is there any players maybe in the draft they should go after? What should they do next season for kind of going forward? Because they looked very good this season, 2023-2024 season. How can they look for the 2024-2025 season? So like I said, I kind of want to just give my opinion, reaction, like I said, as a Cavs fan, to how I thought the playoff series went with the Magic, how they looked, how they played, taking my bias out. As a Cavs fan, taking my bias completely out and just giving my opinion on how they looked real quick. And then, like I said, we're kind of going to go through and just review the team and what they could do going forward for the 2024-2025 season. But without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling and we're going to get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, first up, like I said, let's kind of recap the series. It was a 7-game series. Cavs got the first 2 games. Orlando won the second 2 games at Orlando. Cavs won the game at home. Orlando won their game at home. And Cavs finished up in Game 7 in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. It was a very back-and-forth series, the way the whole thing went. I already kind of did a reaction to this whole entire series. I'll put a link to that video up there in the top right part of the screen. Like I said, I'm a Cavs fan. I kind of did a reaction from the Cavs point of view. But the way the series went with the Orlando Magic, the way I look at them is they have good players. They have Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner. They got some solid guys. When you watch them play these games, you saw Game 3 and Game 4, when they were at home, they lit it up. Game 6 at home, their offensive players, they struggled a little bit. I think the Cavs defense kind of applied some pressure in there, but their offense was still able to show up. But then when you watch them go on the road, especially in Game 1 and 2, and then Game 5, they really kind of kicked into another gear. But then Game 7, they were good in the first half, but in the second half, they slowed down. Overall, when you look at the Magic, they are very just like, they want to punch you in the face. They're defensive minded. They struggle to score, but when they can get it going, it's like it's tough to stop them. Overall, it was a very good series. Like I said, I made a full reaction to this entire series, but just kind of quick summary, it was a good series. The Magic, they play hard, they play tough. That's a damn good team. I will say that. That is a damn good team. The Wagner brothers, they are just like straight up antagonists. They just disrupt everything you want to do. Paolo Banchero, when he gets hot, he is hot. Jalen Suggs, he's a hit or miss sometimes, but when he's going, he can easily give you a solid 20 points, 7 or 8 rebounds, and maybe like 7 or 8 assists. Now let's get over to the Orlando Magic and just kind of talking about what their players look like this season. As you can see here, we have their splits of all their points and minutes and rebounds, assists, all their stats for every single player. This is a regular season though. As we can see, they scored about 110 points per game. That looks good on paper, but whenever you look at the way the points were kind of distributed, it's kind of set up to just like maybe like 4 or 5 players, which in theory is a good thing and a bad thing. It seems like it's kind of centered around mainly their starters, and that can be a good thing. I think the New York Knicks is one team, for example. Their philosophy within their team is their 5 starters, if they can get you about 90 to 100 points, your bench doesn't really have to do a super talented things out there. If they can give you like 10, 15 points, you easily have a dub. With the Orlando Magic, they're kind of the same way. Paolo Banchero in the playoff series, you can see right here. Let's go to the 2023-2024 postseason. He was giving you 17 points. Franz Wagner was giving you some solid points, 19 points. About Jalen Suggs, he was doing it on at the Orlando crib. When he came on the road, he was struggling. Wendell Carter Jr., he got into the starting lineup a little bit in that series. Markelle Fultz, he got in there. Both those guys, they were putting some work in the playoff series. Jonathan Isaac, Gary Harris, he was injured a little bit. Cole Anthony, they were putting in some work. But everybody else, nowhere to be seen. And I'm going to be honest, you look at Markelle Fultz and like Jonathan Isaac, sometimes they were on and they were making every shot. Other times, they were struggling. One problem I noticed with the Orlando Magic, and I have it highlighted here, look at the rebounds. Why is your star like guard, forward, whatever, maybe he's listed as power forward? I see him more like the way he plays like the point guard position. He dribbles the ball up the court, he kind of maneuvers and puts guys where they need to be. But why is this guy leading your team in rebounds? Like, I look up and down your roster, and Wendell Carter Jr., your starting center, has 6.3 rebounds. Let's look it down. Morris Wagner, your other center, has 4.4 rebounds. I'm willing to bet if I was to sit here and go through every single team in the NBA, at least 90% of teams' starting centers are averaging 9 to 10 rebounds a game, if not more. Let's look at the other problem they kind of have. Let's look at the 3-point percentage, and that was one of the reasons why the Magic lost that series, was because they just couldn't get the 3-ball going. From what we can see here, they got their 3s going. Then again, you look at the kind of the amount of 3-point attempts or 3-pointer shots they attempted, it wasn't a lot. I mean, the most any guy took, Jalen Suggs, was 5 a game. Paolo Banchero says here he only averaged about 4.4 a game. Basically kind of saying the Orlando Magic was not, I guess you could say, a very dominant three-point shooting team. They wanted to drive to the rack. They wanted to get at the rim. They wanted to hurt you. They want to play a physical game. Now, I have this article here. This is from the Magic Insider, kind of like a Magic fan page or whatever, talking about the Orlando Magic. And I kind of wanted to go over it. And real quick, if you want to check this whole article out for yourself, it'll be linked in the description as well. But they kind of talk about the season, kind of how the games went, how everything looked. And they have a couple of stories here that I wanted to kind of talk about for what they could look at next season. One of the stories they do talk about is Paolo Banchero. Can he be the star going forward? Can he be like another? Some people have compared him being like maybe a very underrated LeBron James. Now, if you're saying a guy that could be 30 points a game, 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 6, 7 assists, maybe 10 assists, maybe he can get some triple doubles in there, that kind of player, and he can lead the Magic to wins, maybe I could see that. The problem with the Magic is they need more stars, or not even stars, they need some solid role players. I listed off the players, Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Isaac, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Anthony Black. They need some guys that can go out there and make shots. And these guys, like I said, Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, Wendell Carter Jr., they can make three-pointers. I've seen them do it in the playoff series. It's just they need to do it on a consistent basis if they're going to win games, win playoff series. Another thing they talked about was going into free agency, possibly going after some free agents. I have this website here pulled up for our NBA free agencies from SpotTrack.com. It basically has every single free agent for next season. It says over here, and it has like if you're an unrestricted free agent, it'll be like in the blue. If it's on if the player's on like a club option, to where if the club wants to keep the player, they can give it, and then a player option is in green, just so you kind of understand. But what I decided to do is we're gonna kind of go through and look at just unrestricted free agents, no player options, no club options, just unrestricted free agents, so we know that they are free game this upcoming offseason. And one player off the top of my mind, Klay Thompson. I think this is like the perfect spot for him to go to, because I don't know if he's going to go back to Golden State. There's been rumors saying he's probably going to go back, and if he does go back, he's probably going to get the big time contract. I just don't think the Magic, or think the Warriors, it's their best interest to bring him back. Now with the Orlando Magic, they could very easily want to bring him in. I think if the Orlando Magic wanted to win, imagine Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs, along with Klay Thompson. Like, you might have to get Klay Thompson, I want to say 4 years, 160. I see some people saying, oh, he's going to get $180 million over the 4 years. I don't see it happening. Realistically, I think if he wanted to be nice, take $140 million over 4 years. That'd be sweet right there. Another player they need to go after is a center, and you can kind of go through the centers right here, and you can look. If you want to go by age, you can kind of bring it down to like the younger guys and kind of figure out what you want to do. You got a lot of guys in here. Hartenstein from the Knicks, he's going to be a free agent. Could you maybe lure him down there to Orlando? Luke Cornett out of Boston, he's going to be a cheaper end kind of guy. Could you go get him? Andre Drummond, he's a cheaper guy. Could you go get him? There's a lot of centers in here. Now, if you wanted to go on the expensive route, Valanciunas from the New Orleans Pelicans, he's going to be available. But there's a lot of different centers in here you could go after. But to kind of wrap it up, here's my final points. With the Orlando Magic, I don't think they need to like do anything, like blow up the roster, change anything. The coach, I like him. He's a great fit for that organization. Paolo Banchero is just going to grow and get better over the years. I think the addition of what they possibly could, Klay Thompson, I think that would be a great move for them if they decide to go in that route. I do believe there's a bunch of players on the team that are free agents, so we'll kind of see what the team looks like next season. But I'm just telling you, imagine the team that we saw in that playoff series against Cleveland Cavaliers with the addition of Klay Thompson, Paolo Banchero is still going off, and you could just get some motherfucking help. Get Jalen Suggs to average 15 points, no matter if it's home or on the road. 15 points is what we need out of you, bud. If Paolo can give you 25, if Klay Thompson can give you 20, quick math, what's that, 60 points? Franz Wagner, he's a very good player. I'm not gonna lie, I hated playing against him in the playoff series because he was a bitch against us, but he's still a good player. If he can give you 15, 20 points, right there you're already at, what, 75, 80 points? From there, you just need to make sure your bench has somebody, or at least 3 or 4 players that could go out there and give you maybe 4 or 5 points each. There's another 20 points, you're up to about 100 points, and then if your defense can lock in, this team can be something different next year. Now, real quick, I want to go and say this now. Am I saying this team has a chance to win a fucking championship next season? Fuck no. Does this team have a chance next season if they put the pieces together? They go get free agents, they get some guys in the draft, they do some changes this offseason and make the team a little bit better than what they were this year. They have a very good shot to win a playoff series next season. But will they? That remains to be seen. I could see it. I could definitely see them winning a playoff series. I will say that much. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully, you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you think the Orlando Magic will get better next season? Are they going to regress next season? What kind of changes do you agree or disagree with? I said, should they go after Klay Thompson? Not go after Klay Thompson? Should they maybe make some moves in the offseason? If you're a Orlando Magic fan, what's your opinion on the team? What should they do in the offseason? Go ahead and leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. I've been more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Donald Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.